was going to call Ken down there and see what he usually is riding the ridge right up in here, and he goes way in the back. His house is way back in there, right near the foothill.
Oh.
Yeah,
now it's going to get cold. That's what's weird. It's so hot.
I hope it gets cold.
Yeah.
It'd be nice.
You think it's out?
But you know what's the bad thing is the fog's not coming in. Tonight.
I know because it's sundowners today.
If it gets sundowners, we're
That's what we're
going to have
worried
some
about.
problems.
Yeah, they say there are going to be.
Yeah, we.
Okay, mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3. She called that the Elwood Canyon area. Elwood Canyon area? Is that the Elwood Canyon area?
The map I looked at, it said
That's what they're saying. Elwood Canyon.
Hey, okay. Lance.
Yeah.
And it was up there, but
Although we had a reporter lose her house in Jesusita, Martha Bull, and we had just interviewed her, and she had her belongings, but getting it rebuilt was something else. You almost have to video everything and have the receipts even for your couches, or they won't give you the money. And it's like, she's like, why would I have those receipts? They burned in the computer in the fire, you know. Okay, 1 minute. So you want me to step out of the way and then interview him, or just get the interview and then you just go off us? Okay, I think I'm going to get right to the interview and then you can go off us.
Well, once you're done with the interview, you can come back.
Got it, and then
we'll go to the fire.
Okay, because you can't see
coming up now. How rude.
the flames. If they're flames, I would change the order.
I can barely see them.
There's a couple of, yeah.
Oh yeah, they're through the.
It's up that.
Almost looks like little tornadoes in there.
Good thing I had a couple of
Wow. Yeah, grease you up for the. Yes. Hi. Okay, so after we do this live shot, we'll stay on for YouTube. And I'll keep talking to Brian. Okay. Okay. If you're on YouTube, I'm about to go live on News Channel 3. And after I wrap up that, I will be telling what's happening here. We're 40 seconds away, and I'm listening in my ear to the producer saying that we're 40 seconds away to a quad box first. So I just have to stand still. A quad box is when they show all the reporters on the fire, and the weather person.
Gather ash,
Yeah.
throw it on your head.
Like
I know.
And the
Give it a
flames
couple.
are-
Give it like 3 more minutes. You won't even need to.
Yeah.
And the flames are becoming a little more visible right now, just a little bit.
Yeah, I can see them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you probably should.
If you got an airdrop, that'd be sweet.
You got a tanker coming?
Yeah. Yeah, chopper at least.
Under all the stuff going on.
They're talking about the evacuations.
You do have a little ash in your hair.
Okay, here we go.
Don't even
I can hear him. Oh, I see him.
Where is he?
He's right there. See that in that canyon right there? The
Oh,
helicopter.
yeah.
Sorry.
It's moving pretty fast. Though.
That's right, and we're above like Elwood Canyon area, and you were hearing a helicopter off to the eastern part of this fire, the Whittier Fire. I'm going to introduce you to someone who's here helping relatives get ready to evacuate. This is Brian Georgie. What did you just do before you came out to look at the fire?
Well, I have family in trouble right now, or they're preparing to evacuate. So we got to get all their valuables together. Family comes first, and getting everything kind of settled in and getting ready to go out of here.
Is this too close for comfort? What do you think of what you're seeing?
Definitely. Zaka Fire, the Gap Fire, all that stuff, kind of prepared everyone in town for that. So you never know what's going to happen with a fire like this, and better safe than sorry, right?
All right, thank you so much. He actually asked a neighbor to let them to come up here to look just to see what's happening, but they are prepared, and they have other relatives that are really raring to go. They have their belongings, and they are taking those evacuation orders seriously, although they have not had their warning yet. I just want to show you a little bit how thick this smoke is. We saw some flare-ups, and it is eerie because you see this thick smoke, but if you just look to the western side, you can still see a blue sky, and somewhere up there is the sun. It was a red hot sun, but it's now totally stuck. Now you're seeing the water dropping helicopters. We were just over showing them picking up at Kachuma Lake, and these are the air cranes. They are waiting for super soakers, but they just didn't make it in today. That order has been taken, though. They're just trying to fill that order. So this is the view of all that smoke, and people are really concerned that it's going to flare up tonight, and they are watching the weather, and they're watching what Alan Rose is saying. Reporting live in Santa Barbara County, Tracy Lair, News Channel 3. Okay, now if you're with us on YouTube, I'm just going to show and tell a bit, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more to Brian. Let me get out of the way. So you're looking at the western portion of the Whittier Fire. It's now been burning for 7 days. It is super thick, and it is raining ash. And where we're standing, the ashes seem bigger than in other parts. And they are just wondering what's going to happen once the sun sets. We still have about an hour. There are some helicopters that will fly at night. We saw one last night around midnight. But most of the helicopters we saw are air cranes, and they're picking up water at Kachuma Lake, which is a very active area where that plume of smoke is. And let me talk to Brian again. Can I just ask you real quick? So you are one of the younger relatives. They called you in for the heavy lifting,
Sure,
I'm guessing.
yeah.
Did you see your relatives that live around Dos Pueblos Canyon area or this area? Did you see what they are packing?
They're packing a lot of the most valuable things, okay? Family heirlooms, the pets, everything that really matters the most. I was working out here earlier, and earlier today the smoke was nothing quite like this, and it's all kind of exploded today. So just to be all hands on deck and have,
So many people don't really go to the Red Cross shelters, we're noticing. They just go to other relatives' houses. Do you have a plan in place on where you'd go?
Well, anywhere south of here. You know,
might be a hotel.
yeah, you know, you never know. You really don't. We have a lot of family in town, so that we're thankful for that. But as far as that is concerned, wherever you can find shelter and if you have anybody you can call on, I would go there if they're out of the danger area. But
Are you feeling it in your eyes or breathing today? Because it is the 7th day, and this is heavily close to your neighborhood.
I can feel a little bit, yeah. Our air quality is not exactly 100% right now, so yeah, it's a health hazard for a lot of people.
Does it change what you've done outside today?
It hasn't really.
It hasn't.
It hasn't really, no.
But you're feeling those effects.
I can definitely feel it, and I'm sure for the people that are more susceptible to that condition, yeah, it's not exactly what you want to be doing right now. So.
What do you think of what you're seeing right now? Have you ever seen it this thick in all the fires you've experienced?
I have, only because I'm local, and you know, the T fire, Hesacita fire, the Gap fire, all these, you know, in the past few years have been kind of insane, and this is building up to be kind of like that. So I hope the winds stave off and we don't have anything too crazy tonight, but you never really know. I'm
going to step out because we think this might be a fixed wing making a FOS check drop. It might have a lead plane that's telling it where to go.
DC-10s all day, or a couple of them. There's a TFR, I know that.
Boy, can you imagine flying right into that dark smoke?
They're going to drop down right where the helicopter's going right now.
So you've been watching it, and someone said it was very orchestrated. Actually, that was Mike Eliason yesterday. And he was also saying that they were picking up the FOS check at Santa Maria Airport and then making their rounds. Although there was one plane out of Point Magoo and the Coast Guard, the Air National Guard down there. But the big planes, it seems like every 40 minutes, whereas the helicopters just pick up and drop, pick up and drop.
It's going to drop right there.
Yep.
You guys have good eyes.
But I can't tell if that's water.
It's FOS check.
Oh, he also said, Mike Eliason said the reason that they color it is just so the pilots know where they've dropped. And then he said they paint a box. They called it. Okay, let's see if we can see it. Oh, wow. That's a different plane, right?
The helicopter.
Okay.
That was a water drop.
It seems like as soon as they make a drop, the clouds change color.
Yeah, I don't know where that guy.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to bring a DC.
Look at the ridge.
Oh, now you're seeing flames. Behind that really thick smoke, you can see the flare-ups.
That's what we're worried about, that ridge right there.
Once it gets dark, it'll be much easier to see those flames.
Look at the smoke right there and that one ridge right there that's coming up right there. It's catching fire.
So if people are tuning in on YouTube, we're at Elwood Ridge looking down at Doty Ranch in Santa Barbara County, not far from where the firefighters are staging. Oh, they're about to take a live shot on our ABC. So hold it stable, they're saying.
Do a panel.
Alan Rose was saying it makes its own weather. I'm coughing just from the... I was coughing going, oh, am I sick? And then I was like, no, I'm covering a fire.
Well, this morning I work right down over here, and there's no ash. And then midday it was okay. It's kind of coming down a little bit, and now we're getting full on leaves.
That's what we were taking like that.
Yeah.
If I stamped that out,
Yeah, it'll.
you know, one of those
disintegrate.
the fire you mentioned, one of those fires. I think it was Hesacita. I had Echo boots on that melted where I was going live to the ground. And they offered to pay for new ones, the company, and I was like, no, I need the steel shank nut ones now. But tennis shoes really aren't going to do any good.
My grandpa lived right in the T fire. Yeah, it was
so
like across
sad.
the ridge from him.
Oh yeah, that was
started.
the T fire. Now that I think
It was
about
Cowles Road, yeah, and he was right there.
They haven't even rebuilt some of those houses. It's just so memorable when you drive.
They can't. The way they're
not going to get insured or something or permitted.
They're not going to get the clearance because they're on an
setback
angle
or something. Okay.
They're on such an angle that anymore. They said no way.
It's like
No one's
almost
gonna
more
insure
than
them.
5 years, right? So
Yeah.
it's a lot.
There's a flame for you. There's a flare up.
Wow.
I'll tell you what. Before this night's over, it's going to be a lot more than that.
Oh yeah, you guys stayed old.
I heard. I don't think you'd want to
year he made his own fire breaks.
No, well,
And
look
in
at-
fact,
you
I
can
believe
see
he's
the
already
fire-
done it this year.
You can
Right.
see the fire breaks already up here, going up across there.
Yeah.
All the
And-
way across there. They've already made a bunch.
Yeah,
of them.
see that one. And then he's cleared them again. I think he was back there yesterday and a couple
He's up
days,
there
yeah.
today too.
Yeah.
Back of his
You can
house
see
is
the,
way back in here, right close to the foothill.
See the bulldozer down there in the kind of the
Sand pit.
quarry, in the sand pit down there. I don't know if you can see
Oh,
through the bushes.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
he takes that, and that's essentially what the Forest Service uses too. But it's his own personal one, and he's
James,
actually done a lot.
can I put you over here and interview you again for YouTube? It's just a YouTube channel if they're tuning in, and then Henry can show you if he wants to. I'm with James Michael Freer, who owns this private drive that we're on that's overlooking some ranches. Since I've got you, and we're still live on our YouTube channel, or on a YouTube feed because we bought some satellite time,
Right.
Can you tell me exactly where this view is?
This is about, I would say, 4 to 5 miles away from the fire. You can see, I don't know if you can see that flare up right there. I don't know if you noticed that. But we're on Elwood Ridge. Elwood Canyon is below us, the Doty Ranch. There's what we call the sand quarry over there. And then Dos Pueblos is probably maybe a mile and a half over here to the east.
And if we just go toward the ocean, what beach is that?
We'd hit the Bacara pretty
The
much.
Bacara, okay.
And actually directly south is Sandpiper Golf Course.
Thank you so much, Brian, for talking to us. I appreciate it. So you've watched the fire since Saturday. Were you ever packing up?
No, I have everything already to go.
Okay.
All my belongings are pretty simple.
Did you
So-
do the Ready, Set, Go kit, or how did you learn how to do that?
I
just know.
backpack, so I
You
have my
backpack.
stuff. Yeah,
So you
and
know
and
what
my,
to bring.
Yeah, yeah.
What would you bring if you had
I
to
would
get out?
I would bring my essentials. I have my important papers, and then probably all my fishing gear, and then my pilot logbook would be another thing that I
you're
would
a
have.
pilot,
Yeah.
Too. We were just at Pichuma Lake, and they have been trying to get people back up to get their tents, and there's been hundreds and hundreds of tents.
Right.
People are picking them up, but they still are some standing, and it's they left a lot of equipment
Wow,
behind because they just dropped everything and went, like maybe during lunchtime.
You know what's interesting is this is what they declare when they're doing all the fire dropping. They declare a TFR, a temporary flight restricted area, and that's what's going on here. I did a biannual flight review Monday, and we totally averted this area. Normally we go over here, but we went over to actually to Camarillo and avoided it because the wind was going.
Were you taking off in Camarillo or in
We
Santa
took
Barbara?
off in Santa Barbara.
Okay, still did. Okay.
Yeah, we took off in Santa Barbara.
So you fly for pleasure.
Yes.
And
yeah.
a small plane.
Right.
But they just want you. So that's good for pilots to know. They cannot fly anywhere
Oh, they know.
near this.
Yeah, it's a
So if you
requirement.
see a plane, it's a firefighting plane.
On the edge of
Around
it.
the
Yeah,
edge.
it would be way too dangerous, and it could even.
Do you know anything about the night vision helicopters? We saw one around 11:30. We were up by West Camino Cielo, and it was just amazing to hear a chopper that late at night and just see the little light going on and off. That didn't have a lead plane.
Yeah, no, helicopters don't.
So it was just
They
a
don't
water drop.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know much about them other than, man, these guys are professionals that are doing this, and they're doing an amazing job. It's really great we have them. It'd be nice to have them a little closer at our airport like we used to have them.
Oh, that's right, and they're in Santa
Yeah.
Maria. But as a bird flies, they were making
Yeah.
rounds every 30
Yeah,
minutes.
they're good, but they're maybe more centrally located.
Well, there were at least 5 kinds, and they had got permission to get super scoopers, so we thought we'd see those at the lake, but they couldn't fill the order. There's 14 or so
Yeah.
they're going to try, but there's so many other fires burning, and they said that you have to have really smooth water, like it can't be choppy, and it was
Right.
very choppy at Kachuma Lake today.
Okay. Yeah.
There was different wind than here. It's much more subtle.
Ah, and you were there.
We were just maybe an hour ago.
Yeah, so you saw the wind.
But we left because we were really looking for the view of the flames, and here you sort of can see it on the ridge there.
Right, yeah. As the smoke lifts, and it usually does in the evening, you should be able to get a beautiful view of it. I guess I don't know if that's the right
That's why
description.
you live here, because you have
Yeah,
a
beautiful
180
views.
view.
Yeah. Here's something that a lot of people don't think about, and it's easy math. If that wind kicks up to 60 miles an hour, that means that fire's moving a mile a minute. And so if you're 5 miles away, you have 5 minutes. And that's what happened during the Painted Cave fire. A lot of people don't understand that. That's
you had
how
to be a baby during that fire, though.
Well,
you're-
not exactly.
Okay,
Thank you
but-
very much. But,
So say that again.
so a lot of people don't realize that if the winds would kick up to 60 miles an hour, that means 60 miles an hour, you're going a mile a minute. That fire can be, if it's easy math, if it's 5 miles away, you've got 5 minutes. If it's 4 miles away, it's 4 minutes. 3 miles away, 3 minutes. You want to be able, if that wind does kick up at that, you want to be
That's
probably
what they're
gone.
so worried. They've
Yeah.
been very fortunate with weather
Right.
since
We
last
have
week.
not
I
had
shouldn't
that
say
type
that
of
out
winds,
loud, right?
but
That's
yeah.
bad luck. But I mean, we really, every day we got as many people as we could in our newsroom just thinking it would be flaring up. And today it seems like they're worried about the weather more now
Right.
than they were a few days ago.
Right. Up to this point, the wind has totally been going to the east and even to the northeast. And today it did shift, and you can see this by the smoke. It's just totally almost direct south, straight towards the islands. And
They said that so much of it is hard for firefighters to get to, yet there are more than 1,000 firefighters here.
Right. Yeah.
I've seen trucks from all over California here.
Yeah. You see
Different
the trucks,
colors.
but the trucks aren't near the fire.
Well, so
And-
they come in for fuel.
Well, I think also they're here as
they're staging house to house.
Yes.
You haven't had a truck in your driveway, which is a good sign.
Not this year, but
Okay.
we have had them in here before.
And they back in, right? They're ready to drive out.
Yeah, this would probably, I would hope, would be a vantage point because you are up above when they can
Right.
squirt water down, like in the Hesasitas fire. They fought the fire from the bridge there on Foothill overlooking Stevens Park,
Right.
and they really
They
did
were
a number on that. That was amazing.
warning people about ash flying and getting into things like cars. A police car from Goleta blew up the day of the fire because some kind of branch got in the.
Vehicle.
It was
Department.
it was a sheriff's, but it said police on it because they contract out in Goleta, so the sheriff owns it, but it says police
Now,
on the
what
side.
happened now?
Well, they were on 154 and they pulled over to help another Jeep on
Oh.
fire, and some kind of thing underneath, like burning ember or branch or something, got in near the engine, and it just poof, and it was
Oh
gone.
my goodness! Yeah, they might have had a little. Yeah, well, under our cars, even though we may not have like a gas leak, you have a buildup of usually oil and grime and all that, and that stuff is
It's
flammable.
flammable.
It's not highly flammable, but once it starts, it's very difficult to put out. I mean, I hadn't thought about that, but that's probably what happened.
They were really trying to get people out, and the officer must have left the car and went to help someone else, and then that car
Wow.
caught fire. But that was when there was fire on both sides of 154, which is still closed to make room for fire trucks.
Mhm.
They're
And
dropping water on that.
you're seeing it now. So
Right
they
there, that white puff of smoke.
Yeah.
Right in the center.
Right here, where
Oh,
it
yeah.
almost looks
Dropping
blue.
water
so it
right there.
changes the color as soon as you see a drop. It just changes the cloud color.
Right, and I have a friend, and he's autistic, and
He knows everything about this.
yes,
Yeah.
he's a Rain Man. In
Yeah.
fact, he was up here earlier, and I told him to go home.
So
But,
he wants
yeah,
to study the
and-
science of it.
and-
Oh, there's
and-
the flare up.
Yeah.
Henry, we see another flame.
DOTI.
Actually, it's DOTY.
DOTY.
DOTY. Sorry.
DOTY. We're looking. If you're looking on YouTube, watching this now, you're overlooking Doty Ranch, and we're on Elwood
Yeah,
Ridge.
just call me
And
on this
to the
phone.
would that be the west of us? Would be the Bacara and the
just a
ocean
minute prior.
in Goleta?
Just
Yeah,
call me.
The
south-
south- southwest.
Yeah, southwest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flame or something. I'll let
And
you
if you
get-
go
they just-
southwest, you see the beautiful sky.
Right.
But if you look toward
Bye.
Kachuma Lake and the 154, you see the smoke from the fire.
Right, and that's I would say due north is probably right about to our right, maybe 10 degrees, I guess, right through there.
Wow.
Yeah, and that right above you can see the antenna there. That is.
Oh yeah, that's Broadcast Peak, and so much of that
No,
ridge
that's
is
not
burned.
Broadcast
Oh,
Peak.
it's not. It's a different
Broadcast Peak is
It's
right
behind
there.
the thick smoke.
Yes.
Okay.
And then
Oh, that's a
there's-
single
and
one.
Santa, yeah, that's what
Okay.
that is.
Oh,
Is a
there's the
transmission.
flames.
That's a transmission line. And that transmission line right behind that, see that knob? That's Lizard's Mouth there.
Oh,
and
sure, we
behind
had to
that,
drive-
behind that is the gun club, right in that
Okay,
general area.
So the Winchester Gun Club.
Yes.
Okay, we were
exactly.
there 2 nights ago, and it was flames all around. Last night, it looked like it was just out, and they had, this gray-looking. I don't know. It's like the surface of a planet when
Yeah.
it looks like it's been
It
burned.
looks like a moonscape.
Yeah, a
right?
moonscape.
Yeah.
Or black and white. Everything's in black and white all of a sudden.
That thing's
Yeah.
flaming up
Yeah.
way out there.
Yeah. I think they're going to take that live on our other channel in a few
And
minutes. He said.
there's a plane you can see hit in the blue. There's a good contrast. I don't know if
Henry, what do you think the size of that flame is? Because you were talking to a firefighter
Well, it
who
was
said that.
150 where we were at. It's maybe a little bigger than that.
200,
Judging by
huh?
the sign from here, yeah, it looks bigger. So maybe 2?
Because we are, as a
Yeah.
bird flies several miles from that, and
Yeah,
if we
that-
can see it, it's got to be a huge.
Yeah, exactly. We're probably, I'd say
It's getting
5,
bigger.
6
It's
miles.
even-
Yeah.
It's getting even bigger now.
And
The winds
the
are really
concern
picking up up
is
there.
they want the fire to go up, not down.
Yeah. Hopefully, it might do that. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I feel like the wind is coming
right
from
now,
the
it is.
ocean.
It's coming from
but-
our back. Yeah, it's cold, and that's what we want. We're not getting that warm sundowner.
Right.
That's good.
So lucky.
So, Saturday, my buddy and I, we went up Refugio Canyon, and we went on West Camino Cielo Road to see it.
Oh.
And we thought it would be closed, and we just went as far as we could. We actually went on the peak that's burning right
Near
now.
the Sherpa Fire area or something.
Yeah, we went past that.
Okay.
We went to it was either Broadcast or Santa Ynez Peak, the first one that has all the antennas coming from
Look at that sucker now.
from the west.
That's got to be a ridge line.
Yeah, I think so. And we felt totally safe. We were pretty close, but the wind was so
Here comes the drop.
strong.